Hello, today we are talking about the kindergarten report card. As you are getting ready to start your first quarter grades, know that your black assessment binder is going to be your new best friend. As I say that, I realize that maybe not all of you have a black assessment binder, but you received this at the beginning of the year, and just know that it's going to have almost all of the answers you need. Another great tool will be your team, as they can give you more detailed information about how Synergy works and entering the grades there. Here's a copy of our kindergarten report card, in case you haven't seen one before. So when we look at this, you will see that there are many bolded sections: foundational skills, reading, writing, speaking and listening, language, math, and math has several bolded headings underneath. All of these bolded areas will receive one of the following scores: a 4, a 3, 2, and 1, depending on the data that you have for your students in each of those areas. Underneath those bolded areas, you will see additional skills or standards that students have been working on. In these areas, students will receive a skill area scale, a plus for a strength, hashtag for progressing, and carrots for needs improvement. When we're looking at the kindergarten grade card, we will fill in all boxes in first quarter. We will not leave anything blank. Down here in the math section, there are some skills that we will record an NA because we have not taught or assessed those skills yet. But when you are in Synergy, you, the teacher, will actually have to select NA from the drop-down menu of scores. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later. On the back side of the report card, you will see areas of science and social studies. Those will just use the skill area scale. Learning and work habits, again using these marks. And then below is comments. And I would visit with your team about how comments looks like at your school and in your grade level. We always tried to be consistent. I know many times teachers did not put in comments for quarter 1 since we're meeting with parents face-to-face, but then they did record comments for quarter 2, 3, and 4. So make that a decision at your building with your team. The next document I want to show you is how do we decide what scores a student might get on, let's say, any of the sections of the report card. I'm going to use writing for today's example. So in writing, it's a bolded area, so you can give a 4, 3, 2, or 1. And there's some nice descriptors there giving you more information about what each of those numbers would mean. And then in writing, there's 2 smaller categories. There's an area that says responds to text by drawing, dictating, and writing, and participates in shared research and writing projects. Now, in writing, you will see that here are all of the assessment options that you maybe use to collect some data on your students in this area for the report card during first quarter. Using a combination of all of these assessment options, that is then how you determine the hashtag, the caret, or the plus. When you look at this section in writing, you will see participates in shared writing and research projects. Here again are all the assessment options you maybe chose to use as you were collecting data during first quarter. Down below, there's a few more descriptors helping you understand and decide if your student would score a plus for a strength. Here it would actually be a hashtag for satisfactory or the carrots for needs improvement. So you will find in your assessment binder, there are these rubrics and documents created for every area on the report card. And as you are getting to know our kindergarten report card, that can be really helpful to you, the user. Another document you might find helpful, this is really kind of like a cheat sheet when you feel comfortable with a grade card. This shows in areas of ELA where we have quarterly skills where the expectations change every quarter. You can see here what the expectation is for students. So for example, if after testing in first quarter, you have students that are naming 30 to 40 of their letters, they would score a hashtag on the report card. You can see for all of the skills that are on a rotating basis or a quarterly basis, you will be able to see here kind of what that cut score criteria is. In phonemic awareness, that's a large section, and the only thing that we are currently testing is that rhyming piece. So here's the cut score for rhyming If students have 5 to 7 on the rhyming assessment, they would get a hashtag in the phonemic awareness section on the grade card. Earlier, I told you about math, that there would be some areas we did not score, but we don't want to leave those blank on the report card because that sends a wrong message to families. So what we do want to do is record NA in the area of operations and algebraic thinking, numbers in base 10, and geometry. And that's always easy to explain when you're face-to-face at parent-teacher conferences, that we have not yet taught geometry, so that's why it says NA. Keep in mind that on the reading section, you will see here when we are talking about independent reading levels, we have not assessed this on the report card, but again, we do not want to leave it blank and send a message to parents that we aren't working on reading. Students at this point in the year would be a hashtag because the expectation is that they are below an A. And so that would be the majority of our students. And as we continue testing, the expectations will change throughout the quarters. I hope this helps give you an overview of our kindergarten grade card. Know that you can reach out to your team if you have any further questions. Thank you and good luck.